Welcome back to My Block Jags. I am Danero Scurry, and I'm back with another video. It's been a while. Work, life, all that type of stuff. It's been in between, but finally got something I kind of want to talk about. A lot of stuff happened. I really wasn't interested in making videos on Trevor signing his contract and like little stuff like that. I really didn't have no interest in making videos of it. I know other guys made videos for it, but I really wasn't interested. But I'm interested in something with Jalen. Jalen just was on a podcast for Talib Talib's podcast. I think I said his name right. Aqib Talib podcast, Catching Fades, and it was a good interview. And he's doing a couple interviews. I know he was on Wallow and Gilly's podcast last week, and then also he did Aqib Talib's podcast, Catching Fades. So it was a real good interview. But he mentioned the Jaguars. Talib asked him what was the situation happening in Jacksonville, and he kind of explained it, gave a little bit more detail than what we kind of knew and what we. A lot of people in the city kind of speculated, kind of what was going on, but he kind of connected some of the dots that we didn't know, gave a little bit more detail. And it was really good, interesting. It kind of let us know what kind of happened or whatever, but it was a good interview. Started off, he said that he said the team didn't really rock with Tom Coughlin, and we all knew that. Everyone knew that. We knew that the players didn't rock with Tom Coughlin. Jalen was just the only vocal person, and that was the one thing that when Jalen was constantly speaking, I kept saying he's not the only one in the locker room that feels that way. I kept saying that he's not the only one in the locker room that feels that way. If you look at how our defense was set up when we had Jalen, the defense were real close knit. Everyone rocked with each other. Everyone was for each other, and Jalen was just the outspoken one. So when he said they didn't rock with Tom Coughlin, I 100% believe him, because at the time I kept saying Jalen's not the only one that feels this way. He's just the only one outspoken, and he kind of said that when Tom Coughlin came, Tom basically was strict, and they wasn't used to that. He said the years before Tom got there, the team was the coaching staff was lax, kind of let the players do what they wanted to do, but then we were losing, we sucked. So when Tom came with, some strictness. He came with more rules and discipline, and of course they were young, they were a little immature, and he said they wasn't feeling it. Like, why do I have to wear white socks to practice? He was like, it's still gonna happen. And he's like, what difference? I'm wearing white, black, teal socks. However I'm gonna perform regardless of what the socks are. And that right there kind of rubbed him the wrong way. You can take it how you wanna. It can be him being immature. You can say it's Coughlin just being a hard ass for like little small stuff that means absolutely nothing. I mean, I know back in the day you had coaches who would trip over the smallest things. It's like, bro, this don't make the team. This don't make the team better. This don't make the team good. This small stuff's really irrelevant to what we got going on, to the bigger picture. But that's how Tom wanted things, and he said that the team, all as a group, said, "Yo, fuck them. We just gonna do our own thing." He said they wasn't really gonna pay attention too much to Coughlin. They was gonna do their own thing. I don't know if you remember the year Coughlin got. I think it was the same year we traded Jalen. We had 70% of the complaints to the NFLPA, and all of them was for Coughlin finding players for dumb stuff because he wanted them to do certain things that wasn't in contract, that was against the NFLPA rules, all this stuff, like the specific in contract saying what you can and can't do. And Coughlin was breaking the rules himself to find players on made up rules that he made up. So they ended up letting them go. So obviously it was an issue with Coughlin and the players. But he said they wasn't rocking and they was just gonna do their own thing. He said that, and I know he mentioned the draft. Of course, the year after the AFC Championship game, we lost in the AFC Championship game to New England, and everyone kind of seen what was the missing piece. Like, what was the one thing that we needed, and it was quarterback. Everyone knew that the quarterback position wasn't as talented and was holding us back. So he felt like in the draft that we should have went after Lamar Jackson. We had a late first round draft pick. Lamar Jackson was there, and he felt like we should have went after Lamar Jackson, but instead we went after we went after Taven Bryant. We went after a D lineman when our D line was straight. He felt like we should have went after Lamar. You know what I'm saying? Upgrade the quarterback position. That was the one position that it was obvious that we needed help on. We needed to upgrade it, but Jacksonville decided not to. Decided to go to Taven. He said he was cool with that. He was like, all right, you rocking with Blake, we rocking with Blake. But then he felt like the team didn't have confidence in Blake because they kept benching him. He was like, in practice, the team, they were, you know what I'm saying, build Blake up. Everyone was rocking with Blake. Everyone was siding with Blake, trying to build his confidence up to make him, you know what I'm saying, to get him better than what he was. And then the team, the coaching staff, then later will bench Blake. And it's like, man, you're wrecking his confidence. We building him up, but then y'all taking him out, y'all benching him. He's like, how does that look? And of course, the media is going to jump on it, and they're going to give their 2 cents and whatnot. And he felt like that was just, he felt like how the team was handling the players and handling the situation was just automatic, just flat out wrong. Yeah, so after that season, I know that season, after the AFC Championship season, it was 2018. It was kind of a disappointing season. I mean, we just went downhill. No one could kind of figure out what was going on. And Jalen felt like he should have got an extension. He asked for an extension after his 3rd year. The team told him no. They said they kind of had him, extended him later on after his 4th, maybe his 5th year. I remember at the time, after his 3rd year, they was like, oh, he's asked for extension too early. But how I looked at it is he's the best player on our team. Let's lock him down now before the price gets too high and we can't. Or before he changes his mind and decides to want to go somewhere. And I'm guessing he kind of felt that way. He said that wasn't no money really going out at that time. So he felt like an early extension would have been cool since he's the best player. He felt like he deserved an extension. He asked his agent to ask them. They said no. He said he was cool with it. Of course, he wasn't, but he was just rocking with it because it really wasn't much he can do about it. And I know they kept asking him, and he was kind of honest. He said he wanted an extension, but he kind of left it at that. So he kind of felt some type of way about that by them not giving him an extension. And I don't really know. I feel him on that. I feel him, but then I also understand the team. Like, why would I, as a business of the team, why would I give you an extension when I still have you down for 2 years? But then also, it could be cheaper to sign him now. Like I said, he is the best player on our team. Not to mention, he's the best first-round draft pick we had since we drafted Fred Taylor in '98. So I think you would want to lock him down. So, but I mean, I can see both sides of the coin on that one. After we played the Colts, I remember this game. We played the Colts and Jalen looked like shit. He was just doing his own thing. I remember he played bad. I remember it was a play with T.Y. Hilton. We were supposed to be in man. For whatever reason, Jalen played zone. T.Y. was running free across the field, caught like a 40-yard pass across the field. And Jalen was just, for whatever reason, he was just decided to do his own thing. And he played bad that game, of course. He was upset. Everyone was upset with Jalen. I mean, and he just played like shit. He played bad. Right after that game, boom, trade rumors happened. All of a sudden now they talking about Jacksonville want to trade Jalen. Jacksonville want to trade Jalen. He asked them. They said, nah, they never said that. They never said that. They said they wanted to trade him. So he was like, well, it had to come from somewhere. So then the next game we played Steelers. He locked up AB. He had a couple interceptions. Balled out. Best game since he was a Jaguar. And now the coaching staff's coming to him. It's like, yo, don't worry about the trade room. Before he went to them, they said they didn't say it. Next game, they're coming to him saying, yo, don't worry about the trade rumors. We didn't say that. We didn't say that. And he's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? Like, the rumors came from somewhere. They came from somewhere. They didn't just pop up out of nowhere. So, yeah, he felt some type of way about that. I'm not sure if this is the same year. Maybe the same year. I'm just kind of go off memory in my little notes. I know it might have been the next year. I'm not sure. But we played Houston. And, of course, Jalen's against D-Hop. Always good matchup. Always good battles. Everyone was always tuned in for that. And Jalen says that it was some little pass play. He felt like D-Hop dropped the ball. They gave D-Hop the catch. He asked for Marone to challenge. Marone said, no, it's a catch. Go on back out there. He was trying to get him to challenge it. Said the ball hit the ground. Trust me. Marone was like, nah, it's a catch. So they get into it on the sideline after the drive. And he's like, if I'm your best player and I'm guarding the best player on their team, if I say it's a drop pass, believe in me and trust in me and what I'm saying to challenge it. And he felt like they didn't do that. That's when him and Marone got into it in the big scuffle. And of course, we seen it all over ESPN everywhere. They kept highlighting it here on the news, blah, 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 everyone it was the talk of the town that day. Um, so that happened. That happened during game. Rest of the game, Jacksonville was holding off Houston, and the game was. I mean, the game was there for us to win. We held them off. Well, we didn't let them score in the second half. Jacksonville ended up coming back, and then he said Marone challenged pass interference against D.D. Westbrook. And this is that year when they allowed for you to challenge offensive pass interference because the shit that happened in New Orleans where it was a pass interference and the refs ain't call it. So that year they allowed you to challenge a pass interference, and I think they overturned one or two pass interference that year. Period. It was like they put up the number. It was like 60 something challenges for offensive pass interference, and they only overturned 2 of them. And Marone challenged the pass interference, and he was like, I just want to see. He said some shit like he just wanted to see. And Jalen's like, you just want to see. You know it's not going to get an overturn, but you just want to see on that. But when I'm telling you, he did not catch the ball, you didn't want to challenge that. So that sparked up everything. Emotions got high, and he got pissed off again. When the fourth quarter comes, it's about to be a tie game. It's 21. I want to say it was 21-20. We scored. Only thing we had to do was kick a field goal and go overtime. Jalen felt like the defense had Houston on lock. They wasn't going to score. He wanted them to just kick the field goal, boom, go overtime, let's make it happen. Marone was like, I want to win. He was like, I want to win. I'm going to go for the win. And I remember this at the time because after the game, he said that anytime he's in that situation, he's always going to go for the win. So they go for 2. They do a draw play with Leonard Fournette. Horrible, horrible, horrible play call. They have the box stacked, and you do a draw play with Leonard Fournette. I mean, that year we went for 2 like 2 or 3 times, and each time we went for 2 or we went for like a 4th and goal play or something like that, it was always the worst play calls. Like the play calls was always horrible. And I remember that play call because that was one of the first. That was in the beginning of the season, and that play call was ridiculous. Like it was a draw, and they have the box stacked. We're on the 2-yard line, going for the 2, and they have the box stacked, and you do a draw play with Leonard Fournette. So of course everyone's hot, everyone's pissed off. We lost the game. I'm hot. I'm at the house yelling at the TV. Now after the game, the talk is about the whole scuffle. So they go in the locker room. Jalen says, Shad Khan's son, Tony, says, yo, can you come talk to me and my pops? They go in the room. It's Tony, Shad, Caldwell, and Coughlin. He said he thought it was just gonna be Tony and Shad. He said Tony asked him, can he apologize to Marone? He was like, basically, kind of talked to him respectful, said, can you apologize to Marone? And Tony and Shad both asked him the same thing. And Jalen was like, no. He was like, emotions get high on the sideline. He was like, it's football, it's the game. I play the game with high emotions. We left that on the sideline. We left that on the field. It's, it's water under the bridge. There's no beef. It's no pressure. Then Caldwell came and was like, you need to fucking apologize. Start cursing at him. And he looked at him like, damn, bro, like, what type of time you on? Like, you never talk to me like this. You never talk to me, period. He said that when he'll pass him in the hallway, Caldwell wouldn't say nothing to him, but text his agent and say, hey, can you tell Jalen to do this? We doing this with Jalen, blah, blah, blah. He would never say nothing to him. So he said, now when we're in the room, you way out of line. You out of character. You cursing. You doing all this crazy shit, something you never do. So Jalen said he kind of laughed at it, and they Caldwell told him to get the fuck out. He said Coughlin was in there. Coughlin ain't saying nothing. He was just watching, wasn't saying a word. And then Caldwell told him to get the fuck out. So Jalen walked out the door, slammed the door behind him. Said right after that, he called his agent, said, yo, let me get traded. Let me get up out of here. And to me, as a man, you have to talk to someone with respect. Not to mention, everyone's adults. These are professional athletes. Everyone makes millions of dollars. Disrespect can't be tolerated because you are the GM of the team. I can't allow you to disrespect me. I don't care what job you have. You can't allow a man to disrespect another man. You got, you know what I'm saying, at some point you got to stand up for yourself. And Caldwell was out of line. And at the time, he said in the presser that they called him in the office after the game, and someone was talking disrespectful and said some things that I guess he didn't like, and everyone was trying to figure out who it was. We all assumed it was Coughlin. Everyone assumed it was Coughlin because we never heard nothing about Dave Caldwell ever speaking. Everyone assumed it was Coughlin, but come to find out it was Dave Caldwell. So he asked to be traded. His agent follows, asks the team to trade him. Then boom, it comes out that he has to be traded. And then it's the part that I like Jalen. I've always been a fan of Jalen since he's been on the Jaguars. Because like I say, he's the best first round pick we've ever. He's the best first round pick we've had since we drafted Fred Taylor. If you don't believe me, look up our first round draft picks and you'll see how horrible all of them are. So not horrible, but you'll see how most of them aren't good. Jalen was the best one since Fred Taylor. And this is the one thing that one thing I didn't like and rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. Ever since he wanted to get traded, how he kind of turned his back on his teammates, how he turned his back on the team. Understand you don't want to be here. Understand you know what I'm saying, this is part of the business, but still be professional with it. Don't, you know what I'm saying, don't be immature. He faked the back injury. I think his girlfriend was pregnant. I think not sure if he lied. I don't know if she had the baby, but I know he faked the back injury. Then he said his girl was having a baby, so he left. And he didn't come back, or he came back like the day before the game. Of course, they didn't play him because he didn't have no practice all week, and then the back injury and all that. And I felt like he was dragging his foot, doing any and everything possible to not play so the trade can get done. And I remember Shad him and Shad talked, and Shad said, just wait till the end of the season and I'll make you the highest paid corner. That was the rumor that they said. I know that him and Shad had a conversation. And Shad said, just wait till the end of the season. I will make you the highest paid corner. You know what I'm saying? Let's just let all this go, water under the bridge, blah, blah, blah. And apparently he told Shad, okay. And then went back and was back on the same shit. So, and then they was like, man, you can't, the billionaire owner, you can't tell him one thing and then do something else. So the Shad basically had to make a move and, you know what I'm saying, pull the trigger on the trade. And that's when we traded him to LA and we got the 2 first rounds for him. That right there, like I said, that rubbed a lot of people in Jacksonville the wrong way because how he did it. Again, I'm a Jalen fan. I always will be a Jalen fan. But that right there I didn't like because I felt like that was a little immature. That wasn't a little immature, it was immature. And you don't turn your back on your teammates. You don't turn your back on your team like that. Granted, you say y'all boys battling in the trenches and, you know what I'm saying, you rock with everybody in the team in the locker room and y'all bond and stuff like that. But for you to sit back and watch the team struggle all because you want to try to, you know what I'm saying, make something happen for yourself. In a way, I can see where he's like, man, I'm doing what's best for me. But on the other end, I can see like, bro, you still on the team. You still got a number. You still got a locker. You know what I'm saying? So like, you showing up too. Like you showing up, like how you look them in the face and say, nah, I'm gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go about it this way. While y'all boys, I see y'all struggling. I see the secondary struggling, but I'm gonna do it my way. You know what I'm saying? So that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. That rubbed me the wrong way. He got traded to the Rams. We got our first round draft picks. We drafted ETN this year with one of the first round draft picks. And last year we drafted Chase Young. Yeah, last year we drafted Chase Young. So last year we drafted corner from Florida. I can't think of his name right now. Henderson. We drafted Henderson with our first round draft pick. We drafted Chase Young with the Rams first round draft pick. This year we drafted Trevor, of course, with our first round draft pick, and then we drafted ETN with their first round draft pick. So we got good picks for them, but I still would love Jalen to be on the Jaguars, for us to have that one player that's nationally. We haven't had a player that's nationally recognized and people respect since Jones Drew, and that's what Jalen was. He was a big name player. He had, people looking at us. We had respect in the secondary when it came to him, and I just wish everything would have worked out and he would have stayed. But it is what it is, and he's in LA. He's balling out there, making millions of dollars. They re-signed him, he's making big money out there. So yeah, it is what it is. You guys can check out the podcast on YouTube. It's Aqib Talib's Catching Fades. It's pretty good. I kind of like these podcasts when you have actual athletes interviewing athletes because they know the game and they don't say just dumbass sports reporter shit, like stupid ass questions. So it's a really good podcast because he knows the game, he understands it, and he played. He literally was just playing 3 years ago. So all these players, he knows who they are. He's very relevant to everything, and it's really good. It's real good conversations, real good podcast. Let me know what you guys think about what Jalen said. Let me know how you guys feel. Did it kind of answer some of the questions that you had? Were you feeling Jalen? Did you understand where Jalen was coming from? Were you like just fuck him? You know what I'm saying? Let me know how you guys feel in the comments. But that's that for this video. Until next time.